It was very tough at the beginning. I must say, entrepreneurship is a very tough thing, but you must just start, ready or not, get started, right?
How important is it to do research about your competitors? And this is in the case whereby you know who they are.
This is something Jeff Bezos, he said, right? He's like, you shouldn't be obsessed with your competition, right? You should be obsessed with the customer, right? You know, it's important to find balance. I don't want to come here and promote, not having balance.
So, yeah.
Yes, but and if you are listening, maybe, and you haven't started a business, you don't know what entrepreneurship, this is for you. This is the right opportunity. This is the best opportunity for you. The business that make the most money are the boring ones, in fact. You see those ladies, maybe if you see them at the taxi rank, maybe they're selling pap or whatever.
They're selling something people need.
Yeah, and they make a lot of money.
Welcome back to yet another episode of Beyond the Syllabus. And it's been a while, but we're back with a banger. And today we're speaking about student entrepreneurship, right? And this is for any student who would like to be in business. If you're thinking of starting a business, you already have a business, or you just want a side hustle. And someone to help us with that today is Uchidi Dagata, yes? Dagata. So, how are you, firstly?
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's lovely to be on the show. I'm happy to be here and to have this insightful conversation.
Oh, man, thank you for honoring the invite, first of all. But I'd like to know, before we dive into anything, right, what is your business about?
Okay, so essentially, WebMax, we are a digital solutions company, and we are also a training company. So I'll start with the first division by explaining the digital solutions side of things. So what we do is we offer services, digital services to businesses. Our aim is to get businesses online. We noticed that there's been especially in South Africa and in townships, a lot of these businesses are not online, and there's a lot of opportunities on the internet. So when we wanted to start this company, we let's come together as young people and create these digital solutions for businesses. So this would include, we can put them online with the website, we can create an app for you, we can incorporate data analytics in your business to analyze it, AI solutions. And while we were doing that, we noticed that we provide these solutions to these businesses, but they don't understand how this works.
Yeah.
And then we started providing training as well. And then as we started to expand, we realized there's a lot of young people who have the same expertise as us, and we wanted to then provide that opportunity. So what we do is we provide training to those young people. So if you're like a freelancer, or let's say you're a young individual, you just graduated from university.
Yeah.
But you can't get a job. They're like, where's the experience, right?
Ooh.
So we see this problem a lot with a lot of young people.
Young graduates,
who are graduates, right? So we then provide that opportunity where we provide, firstly, training. Free. You come in, we provide you with training, and then once you are confident enough and you know what you are doing, we then connect you with a business, right? Then you can provide digital solutions.
Yeah, services for them as well.
Yeah, to that business. And these businesses like it because of the solutions are more like cost effective in that way. So it's a win-win on both sides. The freelancers, they get a project, they now can build their portfolio. The business also gets their services to be delivered, right? So it is a win-win. So essentially,
This service basically would be it's not limited to businesses whereby the majority of the people or the director is youth, right? So it's also for business. Let's say, for example, there's a 55-year-old woman who's got a business. So you guys would also render services to that business as well. So it's not limited to institution-based businesses,
Yes,
right?
yes.
No,
So
okay,
in
right.
fact, those are the businesses we want. You see,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so we also have a partnership, right, with Sululo Foundation. They
Ooh.
work a lot with township entrepreneurs, right? So these are the people in the townships who have businesses, right? And there's a huge opportunity there in the township. There's a concept called capital flight, right, where money does not in the township, it does not rotate, so people will go to town to buy things, but there's actually a lot of businesses,
Yeah, a lot of businesses
in the
within
township.
the township.
Exactly, they just need to be online. So imagine you're a CPO, you own a fashion business in the
Fashion line,
township,
yeah,
a fashion
yeah.
line, exactly, in the township. If you were to set it up online, you can have people buying from you from your room, essentially, or your yeah.
You know, with what you're saying, specifically with fashion, since you're using fashion right as an example, Tina, as for example, let's say someone who's in Ekailicha, and I'll use this example because you were speaking about Cellulo, so the one that I know is Ekailicha. So, for example, if I'm someone who's coming from Ekailicha and then I see someone who's selling clothes on the side of the road, for example, I'm thinking it's secondhand clothes and I'm not going to buy them. But then when you come here to OBS, and then you go to Lower Main, there's a lot of thrift shops. They've got a fancy word for second-hand clothes that have, you know, they call it thrifting and all of these nice things. But now, when we see these things like, oh, I'm a second, so we can't, you know, we can't buy these things. But that's a really great initiative, though. But I want us to dive deep into not your business specifically, but you as a student who has a business, right?
Yes.
And how, like, did you have any challenges with starting the business firstly? Because we know starting, a lot of people sit in their rooms, for example, they have a concept, they've got ideas, they know what needs to be done. But it's a matter of when are you going to start? How are you going to start? And with who are you going to start with? So in terms of your guys' business in this specific instance, when did you guys start? And what was the reason you guys started the business?
Okay, so I only joined the enterprise like a year later, right? So my partners, Sange, Mafinyongwana, and Shimo Paloyi, they started the company 2023. Right, 2022. Excuse me, 2022.
Okay.
And then, and the reason they started it, so they did identify in the community, as I said, a lot of young graduates. Who are facing like unemployment. Yeah, so they wanted to come in and solve that problem, right? And then I met them. I came in 2023, and then I joined the team. They said, we like what you do. We've seen your expertise. I met Sange at the IT Society, actually. And he's like, come join me.
Come through.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then it was very tough at the beginning. I must say entrepreneurship is a very tough thing, but you must just start, ready or not, get started, right? But how we came about it was a lot of us, he met me at IT Society. He's studying computer science. Our co-founder also information systems. So we had the same interests and we have the same skills and expertise. And we decided, let's come together. We are young people. Let's come and solve, and solve this problem. And we saw opportunity, especially like with technology and the internet. I feel on the African continent, we haven't harnessed its maximum potential yet.
True.
So we saw this huge opportunity that we can go out there and use technology to bring change, like in the communities, and like help people. Yeah.
And you know, with what you're saying, right? because we're moving more to a world whereby AI is used more than human interaction,
Yes.
right? And I think it's really important, man, the work that you guys are doing in terms of small businesses that feel like, you know what, I'm just a small business. I don't need online presence. I don't need, but then back to the example that we're using, man, you can sell clothes while you are in your bedroom by just posting these pictures of the clothes, having an online presence, and all of that. But now, I want to ask what the challenges that you guys had. Since you guys are students, you guys are studying full time, and then you guys now are starting a business. What are the challenges that you guys came through?
Okay, yeah. If we talk about the challenges, I'll take the whole day, but I'll just highlight a few things, right? If you're a student and an entrepreneur, right? So we faced a lot of challenges. So firstly, as you guys, we are studying, right? So we are students. So it means a lot of sacrifice, right? In terms of, because you have to commit. When the business is at an early stage, you need to put in a lot of commitment, right? Because it's at its infancy. That's when it needs your most attention.
Yeah.
So during the day, it's school. After class, it's work. We're always working. So you do need to, on your side, put in that commitment. You need to be courageous. It's not, I don't want to come here and say it's easy, but it is worth it.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day. So firstly, it was commitment, right? I had to make commitments. Even with my friends, they're like, okay, you're always working, you always, because that's what it really takes if you want to build.
So it affected your social life?
Yes, it definitely does affect your social life, because it's important to find balance. I don't want to come here and promote, not having balance.
So, yeah.
Yes, but for us, because we were growing too quickly, the work does become a lot. So you do need to, commit. So we had a problem with that. And then also another challenge we faced was when we were expanding, right? We were expanding too quickly, but the team was still too small. So that was another challenge we faced, but then we're able to, because we're working with the university, we're able to get young people to come in and assist us. But navigating all of that, the fast changes and knowing what you have to prioritize and all of that, that was another challenge, right? But then what I would say is with because we work with a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of challenges I've seen my other peers or entrepreneurs, they also face is like funding.
Yeah.
Getting funding, opportunities, mentorship, knowledge, all those things, right? Those were also a challenge for us when we were still getting started. So those are, I think, is what stood out as some of the challenges we faced.
But now in terms of I don't know, man. Firstly, does the university have any rules and regulations or some sort of restrictions for students who are entrepreneurs? And if so, how did these rules also have an impact as to how you guys run your guys' business?
Okay, so with us, luckily, because we were based in UWC, right? Since we are based in UWC, I think it's more friendly, the environment there. We have a lot of entrepreneurs, right? A lot from selling things, people selling textbooks. If you go to the group chats, everyone is selling there. We have like startups. We a startup ourselves. We have people studying startups. So our ecosystem was already put there, right? So they don't have like a lot of restrictions, except that it has to align with the school's values and like branding. So you can't come there and then I'll use maybe an example. Let's say alcohol, maybe. Then so something, it has to align then with that. So that is the only rule, I would say. But then there is certain things, right? For example, there are challenges. There's still some red tape in terms of, let's say I'm a merchant, I want to sell at the
Yeah.
school. You have to follow that procedure where you have to sign up and all of that. So, and that's where mostly the challenges are. But then we work with the Center of Entrepreneurship. So they really come in and help us with the university and communicate. So I think it hasn't really been much. We don't really get a lot of pushback from the university. In fact, I would say we get support from the university.
And I think it would be because of the work that you guys do. Because I mean, if you guys are, as much as you guys work for profit, but then you guys are also not working, but what you guys are doing is basically growing other people's businesses as well, you know. So I think that would be one of the reasons why the university supports you. I want to ask, because you've been mentioning the CEI, which is the Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovations, right?
Yes.
You've been mentioning that quite a few times. Tell us, what is the CEI all about?
Okay.
And so it's a two-part question.
Yes.
And how you got to be in partnership with CEI.
Okay, let's start with the first question, right? So the CEI is the Center of Entrepreneurship, right? They're based in the University of the Western Cape, and they've been our partner and assistant, right? They've been helping us. So essentially, they are a program in the university. They coordinate entrepreneurship programs. They provide mentorship. They provide support and funding opportunities. So this is the institution at the University of Western Cape where if you are a student and you're an entrepreneur, and not just entrepreneur, right? So even if you're a student looking for opportunity, you want to learn, you want to get skills, you can then reach out to the Center of Entrepreneurship, and then they will show you their different programs that they have, right? Your UPBIs, your ESA. So if, let's say you don't want to be an entrepreneur, but you want to have some skills, you can join, for example, the ESA program. They train you on how to become a consultant, right? So they are essentially, I would love to call them a community maybe, that supports student entrepreneurs. And that's what they've been doing a great job for that. I would love to really commend them because they've been showing us a lot of support. So they provide mentorship, support, and there's different organizations there that then come in, right? So, for example, like us, we then went to the CI, and then they were able to provide us support, and they have like a cohort of different entrepreneurs with different goals. So essentially that's what they do, student entrepreneurship support. They also do have the innovation side of things.
For people who are in tech, right?
For the tech people as well. And they also be providing opportunities as well. And then how we got to start our partnership with the Center of Entrepreneurship. When we started our enterprise, actually, it was a project from the Center of Entrepreneurship. So even if you don't have a business, a lot of people, let's say you'd love to be an entrepreneur, you don't know where to start, just go attend those workshops, show yourself. You'll meet people there. You'll see. In fact, Sange and Shimo, right, the co-founders, they met at the CI. So you can even meet people who think like you, who have the same ideas, and you can... so it started off like that, and then we were part of their programs. We joined like different competitions, and then last year we were lucky to win the Enactus national competition in Joburg Center, and then we got the opportunity to then represent South Africa. In the Enactus World Cup. So as soon as that happened, the university reached out to us. They're like, okay, you guys are really doing well with your projects. We would love to come in and also help you to expand more, right? So they were able to then help us to also to prepare for the World Cup. And that's how our partnership then started. And then they showed us their cohort of businesses, how we can support those businesses, provide training, and then they also came and they provided us with support. They showed us more funding, opportunities, mentorship. Yeah, so that's how our relationship.
Please, take me through what Enactus is in terms of the competition that you guys were a part of. Because now, with what you say, with what you're saying, I'm kind of like interested as in what is it that you guys were actually doing? What was the competition about?
Okay, so the Enactus competition, I will explain what Enactus is, right? So Enactus, Enactus is in all universities in South Africa, right? So you guys, please join. It's really good for you. It really helped me a lot. A lot of things I learned, a lot of skills, right? But Enactus is a student entrepreneurship organization where what you essentially have to do is you have to solve a problem. You have to identify a problem in your community and then solve that problem. And then they have regional rounds where when you're done solving that problem, the best enterprises will then compete in Joburg in the National Exposition.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're not only competing on revenue, you're competing on impact. So Enactus is based a lot on impact, right?
So it's impact versus profit.
Yes.
Okay, I see.
Yes, and they have these SDGs. So there's 17 SDGs, and then you have to choose. When you start your enterprise, you then choose which one you want to solve in there. There's no poverty, hunger, education, gender. So all those SDGs, you can just choose there, and then you start an enterprise, right? And if you are listening, maybe, and you haven't started a business, you don't know what entrepreneurship, this is for you. This is the right opportunity. This is the best opportunity for you. For example, with their MTN Innovation Challenge, you can start like that. You start small, you join that competition. They provide mentorship, resources, and then you get to learn from that. And you can start your enterprise. A lot of enterprises I know, they started off as projects, Enactus projects, and they come out to become like companies. So...
But now, okay, so you guys went to the nationals.
Yes.
From the nationals, then you guys went to the World Cup.
Yes.
And where did the World Cup take place?
So the World Cup, it was in Kazakhstan, Astana.
That?
So this is in Asia, right? This is in Asia. I love that country. It's between Russia and China, right? So it was there in Astana. It was an amazing experience because I met now entrepreneurs from all around the world. Got to engage with them. I learned a lot. We also competed there. We got to the semi-final at the World Cup. So yeah, it was there so essentially now, because we won in South Africa, now there's Enactuses all over the world. Right.
Okay.
So it's the same way. So we compete first in the regional, national, and then it's global.
The world.
So even in all the different countries, USA, Europe, there's also the same thing. So now the best in each country would then come and compete in the...
So it was all the countries in the world, basically.
Yes. We're then competing for the best enterprise with the best impact, providing the best solutions. Yes.
Hey man, and who is the winner? Just I'm curious if you know.
I don't like the winner because they're the ones. Because yes, so the winner was Tunisia.
Oh.
They were the ones who took us out in the semi-finals, but then we're coming back to Tunisia. Yeah, we're coming back.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you know, so in terms of OCEI, right? Would you advise your businesses, like if you look around campus, right? You've got students selling food. Some offer like your laptop, when your laptop is broken, some offer that repairs, yes. Laptops, cell phone and don't repairs. So with these, and if you look at the pattern with these students, right? They operate in their rooms or in the places that they stay at, because some will be in Unibel or private accommodations. They put up like some sort of poster. If you need me, contact me on this number and all of that. Would you suggest or would you recommend OCEI for these businesses so that they can grow?
Yes, definitely. So CI, yeah, I think those people, right? So they will get to CI, right, and like they see the other enterprises, right? So there's different kinds of businesses. So they'll get there, they see the startups and whatever. Maybe they think this doesn't align with them, but I would recommend all those businesses. Yeah, if you are in entrepreneurship, you're selling, whether you're selling food, you're fixing phones, you should join that program, like the CI programs, right?
Yeah.
You should join because you get a lot of things, right? So firstly, you get support, mentorship, you get grant funding opportunities, you get networking opportunities. You don't know, you might meet your future partner when you go to those workshops. You might meet someone who shares the vision with you, and you don't know, right? So I would definitely recommend it, highly recommend it. I think as entrepreneurs, sometimes we want to isolate and do things by
Maybe
ourselves.
do my own thing at my own time.
Go meet other people. You know, you'll get new ideas. It will open up your mind. Like, my mind has been so opened up with Enactus. When I went overseas, I saw people think differently, and I think even in South Africa, we need to start opening. We need to start opening how like we start to think. But then I would have not known those things if I did not come in and present
Yeah.
myself. So it's very important, especially as entrepreneurs. There's a lot you can take from that experience. Yeah.
Also, because we know nearby, we've got those students who are only doing or selling because they just need some extra cash, right? So, would you also recommend it for them? Because, I mean, I'm not saying, Mana, the intention is not for them to be lifelong entrepreneurs, but I mean, some of them, because, okay, secret out of the bag, take the cat out of the bag. I've worked with OCI, right? So you find that there are students who say, no, I'm just doing this because I need some extra money, you know. Some will be like, nah, NSFAS is not enough. So me selling sweets, example, me selling sweets just gives me some extra cash that I can use to do this and this and this. And then they feel like, hey, CEI is going to make me an entrepreneur for the rest of my life, right? So that's why I'm asking, would you recommend CEI for those students who specifically feel like they are only running their business just to get some cash and then that's that?
Yes, so yes, even if you're doing it right, or they call it hustling.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I would still recommend it. Even if you, by the way, I recommend it even if you do not want to become an entrepreneur, right? So this experience, it will help you in life, in fact. In life. So I would still recommend it. And for those who, let's say you are selling, you just want extra money on the side, I would still recommend it because, as I said, they also provide opportunities. You don't know, you get there, you meet someone who's like, oh, by the way, I'm a supplier or something. I'll supply you discount.
Yeah.
You don't know. That's the thing. So I would say it is still like important for you to show up. Yeah.
And and I just need your take on this, right? Because we're looking at a lot of, and I'm speaking about South Africa in general, a lot of homes that we come from, your parent will say, from high school, you need to go to varsity to get a proper job. You need to be a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher, anything that will get you into varsity, right? But then the reality is, not everyone gets accepted in varsity. And some people, or the youth, I would say, takes entrepreneurship for granted in terms of, I can't start my business. I need to go to varsity to be a lawyer. So the entire year not doing anything because they're waiting for applications to open up again. So what would be your advice for someone in that situation where they're like, hey, entrepreneurship, or even, oh yeah, let me just finish the statement. Yeah. So for someone who's like, entrepreneurship is not it's not an option for me. I need to go to varsity, right? Because we know with entrepreneurship, you're not going to start your business today and then tomorrow you're making millions. You go months even years without
Yes.
being paid as the director or the partners, right? But then, because that's what we know, because you need to be a risk taker. That's the definition of an entrepreneur in South Africa, a risk taker, right?
Yes.
What would your advice be for these people that I've just described in my two scenarios?
Okay, so in your scenario, they don't want to go into, or they're skeptical about going into entrepreneurship. They want to maybe focus on the college, maybe.
Let's put it like this, for example. I've not been accepted at varsity. Someone comes and say, no, but you can sell vegetables at the corner of the street. And I'm like, sure, what will they say about me on TikTok or Facebook or whatever? So I think that's the attitude. I'm not saying not everyone has that attitude, because we do have people who are selling because they know that there's a vision, right? But then for those who see it as a now thing, by, hey, what are people going to say? You know, those kind of things. So that's why I'm asking, what would be your advice to someone that thinks that entrepreneurship is just another way to dive into poverty, basically, I would say?
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I would say, right, entrepreneurship, I won't lie, it's not for everyone. This thing is not easy, right? So it's definitely not for everyone. So, yeah, but then I would recommend it, right? So for me, I feel like even if you do not have that aspect or that prospect, let's say, right, let's give me an example. I start a business, I put in the work, whatever, and then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Let's say it, or something happens, right? That experience alone, sales, marketing, communication, all these things. If I go to the work, if I apply for a job, they will want me, right?
Yeah.
Because of my expertise. They know I understand what it takes, right? So I believe that I would recommend they should still try it, right? Because there's a lot you can learn from entrepreneurship. There's so much you can learn, how people work. There's just a lot that you can learn from that experience, that instead of just sitting at home, right? So if you are going to school, please stay in school. A lot of entrepreneurs I know, they went to school, right?
Yeah.
So please, but then if you are just sitting at home, I would say, yeah, give it a try, you know. Like, with the worst thing that can happen there, you leave there, you'll have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, right? And trust me, now that when you have those expertise, trust me, when you go to get a job, they will take you. You tell them, I started this business, I did 1, 2, 3, and it failed. They will take you, because they know you have the expertise. You can just show them all the things. So I would still recommend entrepreneurship for someone who they are skeptical, they don't think, right? And also, I want to talk about, you were talking about maybe people being ashamed, right?
Yeah.
Maybe selling veggies on the side. So one thing I've learned about business, guys, I don't know what's the word, but if you're gonna go in there, you need to be. Is it shameless? You must be shameless.
Yeah, you
need
mustn't
to be-
have that
Yeah,
Bazotini syndrome.
yes,
Because I feel like, hey, it's a disease in South Africa.
you have to really be shameless about it. You mustn't care how people see you, what they think, you know. Like, it's even my friend sometimes like, hey, this guy, you know. But it's just that, you know. And funny enough, you know, those businesses, like, what I've noticed is, the fancy businesses, the ones on Instagram, that's not where the money is. In fact,
Yeah.
those people, like the businesses you think maybe, like, the business that make the most money are the boring ones. In fact, you see those ladies, maybe if you see them at the taxi rank, maybe they're selling pop or whatever.
They're selling something people need.
Yeah. And they make a lot of money. And people, they don't know it, though. They don't know that it's actually, they make so much money, more than these businesses on Instagram and all of that, because you don't know how many people pass at a taxi rank in the morning.
Besides that, I'll talk about the taxi rank that I know, right? Enyanga. So with the taxi ranks here in Cape Town, Yeah, you'll find, Bana, there are containers whereby they sell food. But then what these ladies also do is that they sell themselves. In terms of, they will go and sell personality. So they'll come to you, have a conversation with you as a human, and then when you will see, oh, you're selling, oh, let me actually get this while we are speaking so that, I can take a bite of this while you are speaking. So I think with the ladies in the street that are selling your vegetables, your pap, as you said, at taxi ranks and all of this, I feel like with them, their businesses are successful because they get to deal with real life people. On Instagram, as much as online presence is really important, on Instagram, we just scroll. We will scroll. Like, oh, this actually looks really nice. Hey, it looks really delicious. We scroll still, So you don't have time to sell personality in that sense. I think I'd like to put it like that. And then I want to ask, in terms of business proposals, right?
Yes.
And you've had the opportunity to be part of competitions whereby you needed to pitch, right?
Yes.
So I want to know, how do you go about doing research as to what the company or organization wants from you? And how do you take what you guys offer and serve it to them how they like it?
Okay, so I'll do it. Let's say it's the Enactus, right?
Yeah.
We had to pitch at the National Exposition. So firstly, you need to understand your audience, right? But before you get to the audience, they'll give you a memo. They'll say, this is your criteria for pitching. So with different pitching competitions, there always is a criteria there of what you need. But then now you must understand who. So with the Enactus, they have judges there. So who am I talking to here? And we know, okay, these are professional people. They work for different companies. These are industry experts. So when you're preparing your pitch or your presentation, you must keep that in mind that, okay, I'm going to be talking to these people who are like this. So I must articulate myself like this. And when I say articulation, I don't just mean big words, right? Don't come. By the way, guys, big words, they don't work.
They don't help.
They don't help. Speak simple,
Yeah.
Like just make
Be
sure
human.
and make sure they understand what you are saying. You see, communicate clearly in a simple way, in a way that someone is able to then understand you, right? So there's that aspect of it. So you keep that in mind. Also make sure like your presentation, like it looks good. Make sure like visually, right? Because sometimes like when you're talking, they can be looking there. So you must put maybe. I can unpack it more like like your presentation, right? It must look presentable, consistent, nice. It must be visually appealing, so that when they're looking at your presentation, they can see quality. Because how you present yourself is how people perceive you, right? So you must make sure everything looks professional.
Proper.
Yes, and then. Another thing that I would say, like, help me is also you must add, I don't know what to call it, but when you present, right, I don't know if it's emotion or what, but
you need to be human, basically.
yeah. So and when you're talking to those judges, right? So a lot of people, they come there when they're pitching, they show their numbers, all of that. But emotion is important when you're presenting. If you do it, if you go there and when the person you are talking to, you impact them emotionally, right? I'll unpack that what it means, right? As I go, right? So if you can have an emotional impact on whoever you are talking to, then you must speak to them essentially, right? So your business, yes, it matters. Those numbers, they matter, but you must bring in that thing, right? And how we usually go about it is through social impact, right? So when we're talking about our social impact, right, we will talk about unemployment, youth unemployment, which is facing the youth, right? So let's say I'm doing a pitch, right? Emotively, right? This will help you gain an advantage, right? You must highlight that problem and put in that emotion there so that they can see, okay, this is for another example I want to give. In the competition I attended, this company, they do like sanitary pads for learners and all of that, and that presentation, it hit me. I almost dropped a tear. Right, that's how, because they were talking about the impact, right? So when you adding your pitch, you must always add that social impact. How is this benefiting the community? All of that, you should always incorporate that. And I've seen with a lot of these competitions, they like that, right? And a lot of them, they're giving out grant funding because they have to invest in social impact. So they like these businesses where you add social impact. So it's important for you to highlight it. So don't just get there and talk about your business and not highlight the social impact. Yeah. So I think those are the tips I would highlight. Yeah.
When pitching, as you said, you've got other people who are also pitching for this, and then you've given the example. How important is it to do research about your competitors? And this is in the case whereby you know who they are, and you want to show how you are unique or different from them. So how important is it to do that research?
So it's very important, right? But then I don't want to say, right, like you must always focus on your competition. But researching your competition is important, right? Because you know what to anticipate. You know how to distinguish yourself. I've been a judge, right? As a judge, it won't be nice looking at the same thing again and again. So it's important for you to find yourself a way to like distinguish yourself, right? But for the broader entrepreneurship space, right? There's something Jeff Bezos, he said, right? He's like, you shouldn't be obsessed with your competition, right? You should be obsessed with the customer, right? So as much as the competition matters, you must make sure on your end line you do the best as you can possibly do to serve your clients. And if you do that, you don't even need marketing. Your business will just grow, right? So if you really have a good product, and your customer, your delivery is really that good, your work will speak for itself. In fact, you won't even have to worry about your competition, in fact. But then it is important to do research. I don't want to take that away. Look into your competition. We've also had some surprises. We're going to pitch. We think we're the ones. You get there, you see this project. They actually a good project as well. So it is important to always keep that in mind.
And then it's important that you raise the last part, but you've gotten surprises, because I'm asking in terms of Bana, when you do something and think you just came up with it, Kandi, someone has been using that same thing that you've been doing many times, and then the judges have also seen it many times, and then it'll seem like, okay, like what's going on here? And as you've said, you've been a judge before, so you know, but it's not nice seeing the same thing over and over and over, especially from different businesses, So. And I was asking for that reason.
Okay, so I think I left out something. Now that you corrected me, right? Even, you see, when we're preparing for the World Cup, we were watching all the videos of all the years before, the countries, you see, so that we know this is the standard, right? So you must know, okay, this is the standard. This is what is expected of you. So now that you mentioned that, I wanted to highlight it's very important to do research.
So you've partnered with the CI institutions, universities. Is it across South Africa or is it across the Western Cape specifically? With the universities that you've partnered with?
Western Cape.
Western Cape, okay. Yeah. And then you also mentioned that you partnered with high schools, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So now, from all of these partnerships, how do you guys make money? Because the business needs to make money at the end of the day. So how do you guys make money? As much as you guys, with the, let's say, for example, the high schools, you're not aiming to make money out of learners, but how do you guys generate income?
So currently, most of our income comes from the businesses. So the businesses that want the digital solutions. currently that's where we make our money. So the business will come. I need you to incorporate this system for me, right? As I said, we get the freelancers, they work on the project, we pay them, and then we take our commission. So that's how currently most of our revenue essentially is coming from that. Yes, and then we do have plans of unpacking with the schools and all of that. It's still new in the pipeline. We also make money from also the trainings we do. I spoke about Solulo Foundation. So they pay us to come and train some of their entrepreneurs on digital skills as well. Yeah.
So thank you once again for honoring our invite and for having this insightful conversation with us. But now I want to ask if anyone wants to use your services, where can they find you, and when, how, why?
Okay, so there's different channels you can find us. We'll start online. You can visit our website, www.webmaxsolution.com. You can also check us on all social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, WebMax Solution, right? And then if you're interested in coding, you can also check us WebMax Coding Academy as well, or you can email us at info@webmaxsolution.com. And then if you want to maybe come to a site visit, you can also check us. We are based, we have two places. The first place, you can get us at the UWC, the CEI block. You can find us there. And then you can also find us if you're in Cape Town by 22 on Sloan. So you can find us there as well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, man. So if you're someone that is wanting to start a business, or if you actually want to gain skills in general, I mean, please try and join the entrepreneurship. And if you like this video, please like it. Or if you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to our channel, and press the notification button for more episodes coming. And we are out. Bye.